Alex, if you want to start us off.
Okay, hopefully y'all can hear me as always. I gotta make sure. But how you doing, Coach Taylor?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, Alex?
I'm good. Team did a good job in transition and pushing the pace today. Being unselfish with the basketball. What has been your point of emphasis during practice and leading up to the SEC portion of the schedule?
Just that value possessions. Let's make sure that we're dictating pace, we're dictating tempo. We want to score in the paint. We want to score in the half court. We also want to score in transition. So we've really focused on limiting our turnovers. I think in the first 3 games, we really had so many turnovers, and that was a lot of that is us. It's one thing to play the system against each other in practice and run our transition, but when you're putting it on live defense, it was making adjustments there. And then also we've had a lot of different lineups in the game. And so as we were getting a better feel for each other, I think we were taking better care of the basketball. But that was one of our big focuses. And then it's just sharing the basketball. I think if you look at our assists tonight and how we pass the ball, we just really enjoy, we have a lot of unselfish players, a lot of talented players, and it makes us hard to guard and pretty unpredictable when we're sharing the ball and playing well.
All right. Do you have any more questions, Alex?
Yes, I was going to ask, so with the COVID restrictions, obviously, and the number of fans being able to attend live games, what other ways do you suggest for fans to just show their support for the Lady Dogs while obviously maintaining good social distancing?
So I'm so sorry, I missed a little bit of it. So with limited fans in the Coliseum is really all I got, Alex.
Okay, so basically, how would you suggest fans continue to maintain social distance but still show their support for the Lady Dogs?
Join the Fast Break Club. Our Fast Break Club has access to our team that other regular season ticket holder or fans don't, and that's even different for them during COVID. But they have sent video messages to our girls that we play on a loop in our locker room before games to send them messages. They're writing notes to them. We allow them to watch our practice. We record every practice, obviously, and we stream it, and we allow them to watch the stream on Sunday. Because normally we have our Fast Break Club come to a practice every year. And because obviously we could not do that this year, we still tried to figure out a way for them to, have that experience. And so this year we logged in and gave them the link, and they were able to watch a practice. So my answer to you would be join the Fast Break Club, and then you have more access to our girls.
Thank you, Coach Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next we'll move on to Alyssa.
Hi, Coach Taylor. So have to ask
tonight.
I know I have COVID. I just tested positive. So yeah, so I'm keeping my distance and just going to be quarantining for
I hope you're feeling okay.
Yes, I am. I don't have all the major symptoms, just like mild, but yeah, I'm doing fine. So but in other news, can you give me an update on Q and what kind of happened to her in the second quarter there?
Right. Q had a final today. She had a paper due today, and I think she just didn't eat properly, and she just got a little winded, a little weak. I think it's just attributed to finishing finals. She's in grad school, grinding it out. She's completely fine. We checked her temp, everything checked out fine, and it just wasn't a need to put her back in the game. But I think it's just attributed to probably staying up studying and then having a paper due today and having a final today before the game. I'm not sure she hydrated and probably ate well.
And then the bench had a high energy game tonight. So is this kind of what you expect to see with how experienced your team is?
Of course. I mean, that's what makes us dangerous. That's what makes us fun to watch, is that you've got to scout everybody on our team. And so when everybody shows up and contributes and is on, this is what it looks like. And it takes the pressure off of a certain few to feel like they have to do it every single game. And so it also makes practice really competitive because, in a way you're looking over your shoulder because, there's somebody that can come in and be productive. And so it's just made for really good chemistry. It's made for fun practices. We've gotten better. And hopefully it gives us the depth to be able to make a deep run this year.
And then in terms of Davenport, did you plan on playing her tonight with how fast the NCAA rules were changing? And then kind of speak on how grateful you are that she's able to play with the new rules.
Right. So I'm really glad the rule passed. There are a lot of programs, men on the men's and women's side, who needed this rule to pass in order to get some of their student athletes eligible. I think what's important for us is to keep the main thing, which is when Maury decided to transfer here, we didn't pursue a waiver for her. We agreed, that she needed a year to get stronger, learn our system, and then be ready for next year. That's what Jenna did. That's what Michaela did. And they came in and were able to make immediate impacts. And so Maury and I have had conversations as this has kind of been coming down the pipe. Not a lot, because you don't want to continue to put something on somebody's mind that might not happen, but enough to kind of to prep her in case it did. And also to say, hey, listen, if this rule passes, we're going to still keep our same focus, which is to get you better every day. And if there's a game that you need to play in or that we can play you in it, we will. But our focus is to continue to follow the plan that we had in place for you. But obviously, she's been really good for us in practice. She's challenged our bigs. She's a hard worker. And when we have the opportunity to reward her with playing time, we want to be able to do that.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome. Get better.
Thank you.
Move on to Tori Heck. Not sure if Tori is still on here, so we're going to move on to Brandon.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
I'm good. Why are you not in the Coliseum, Brandon?
I know I'm back with my parents for the holidays. I know. I wanted
Oh,
to be there tonight.
okay. You get a pass. You get a pass.
Oh, I wanted to be there tonight. It's bummer. But anyway, so I guess for the last 2 years I'm a reporter of transfers and eligibility. So I'll follow up on the Maury Davenport question. Did you guys talk to her last night about getting this opportunity? I mean, how cool is that for her though, I guess, to say, okay, if you do get some minutes, you can get some minutes. And then to clarify, this isn't going to be, you're a part of our rotation. You're going to like be forced into game action. Am I right there?
Correct. So when they first started talking about this rule about a month ago, I went to Maury and I said, there's a possibility that the NCAA is going to pass a blanket waiver for everyone to be eligible, even though we didn't pursue that for you. There's a chance that this could happen. We're looking, not immediate. It's going to be a month or so from now, but you need to know that's on the table. What are your thoughts on that? And so we just kind of had a bit of a discussion about it. And I said, well, let's just wait and see what happens and we'll revisit the conversation. It's really important for me to make sure that all of our young ladies feel that they're in a position to be successful and are comfortable, and that we aren't doing anything to put doubt in their mind. And so Maury has been on our scout team, as you guys know, from the beginning. So there's some basic things that she knows in our offense, but there's a lot that she doesn't. And so for me, yeah, I would love to see her out there a lot, but she's got to learn a lot more of our tweaks and some of the things that we've done that she hasn't been on that side of the floor for, because she's been on the scout team. So it's about protecting her also and putting her in the right position. If she gets herself in the rotation at some point, that happens, but we're not putting an expectation on it. We're going to honestly take it practice by practice, game by game.
Got it. Cool. And then this might be my daily question on Sarah Ashley Barker, but she had 12 rebounds tonight. I mean, did y'all expect this to come this early? I mean, it doesn't feel like she plays like a first year player, like as I watch each game unfold.
The simple answer is yes. We expected this from her immediately. We felt like she would have an immediate impact. Sarah Ashley is someone who snuck up on a lot of people because she didn't play summer ball the last 2 summers. She was injured, not severely, but just, tweaked her knee a little bit and didn't play her 11th grade summer, and felt so good after that she chose not to play her senior year either. And so she's someone who's been off the circuit, off the grid, if you want to call it that, for a while. And so I think she's catching the attention of a lot of people, but it's not a surprise to us. We are getting exactly what we thought we were going to get.
Cool. And then the last thing, so I know I guess it was last week, 2 weeks ago, I don't remember, but you talked about Jordan Isaacs and how she has an impact for you, like when she's in the game. But I remember Oklahoma, your players were talking about how she spoke up in the huddle, and then today I was watching and there was a screenshot of her kind of talking to Gabby and Jenna, I think it was, just kind of talking them through things. How has she emerged as kind of like a vocal leader, I suppose, as a sophomore?
Right. You know, she had those qualities when she came from St. Francis. She comes from a championship program, very well coached coming out of high school. And so we saw that in her in high school. Obviously, as a freshman, you kind of have to find your way and earn the trust of your teammates before you can kind of take the floor and speak. Perfect example was in practice yesterday. We had great energy, and then there got to a point where we got a little sloppy and lost focus. And she huddled them up and said, "Hey guys, like this is not it. This is not what it looks like. Like we've got to be able to see when we're getting a little loose and tighten it back up." She just has a way of delivering the message however it needs to be delivered. If it needs to be funny, she can make it funny. If it needs to be a little stern, she can make it stern. And she has a relationship with everyone on the team that they can receive it from her. And so that's something that she has taken on and does a really good job for us in that aspect. I would also say, as the oldest of daughter of 1, 2, 3 younger siblings, she's used to being a bit of a mother hen, and she kind of takes on that same role here.
Thanks, Coach.
All righty. I think that'll do it.
Thank you guys.